My guest today joins me from Brisbane in Australia. His name is Jerry Whelan, and Jerry's the director of Archer Glass. Jerry, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Wayne. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Now, Jerry, Archer Glass are experts in building glass and glass replacement. It's coming to that time of year where glass replacement occupies a lot of people's minds when storm season sets in. Can you tell us a bit about glass replacement?
Yeah, I can. It's probably a good idea if you've got cracked or broken windows already coming into storm season to get them repaired before the storm season comes, and then you don't get a panel that's already broken, maybe blowing in because it's weaker than the others. And that would be one preparation. Then make sure there's nothing outside around that can be picked up by the wind and blown into a window either.
Is that the commonest reasons why windows fail during storms? Things being thrown at them by the wind, and if they've got a pre-existing weakness?
Yeah, well, it's the one that can be most easily avoided. The other one would be tree branches, of course, and hail. But the loose objects is the one you can do something about and move stuff away, etc.
Jerry, with replacement glass, are there standards that apply?
Yes, they are. We have to comply with the Australian glazing code with each panel we replace. It has to be brought up to code, even if the one that's existing and is now broken doesn't meet the code, the new one must. So we have to match the code, not the existing.
And essentially, what are the main points of that code that would make a difference to a homeowner?
Anything that can be mistaken for an unimpeded pathway that you would walk through, i.e. human impact, would be the most important one, where safety glass has to be used there, like in a door, next to a door, a side panel beside a door that might be mistaken or might be misconstrued as an open door, and somebody walk into it. So in those areas and in bathrooms, etc., safety glass has to be used.
So if you're replacing cracked or damaged glass, it has to be replaced with glass that meets the code?
Yes, correct. We have to bring it up to code.
Jerry, that's got to improve the safety around the household a lot too, hasn't it?
It does, yeah. It makes things better that people can relax a little bit more because children running, etc., or people who don't usually live there coming in and maybe mistakenly taken the wrong opening by mistake. So it's peace of mind really for everybody.
And in fairness, I have to say I've walked into glass pane that didn't open and I didn't see them, and I've just put it down to me being a bit silly. Apparently it's not that uncommon.
No, it's quite common. And in the past, before these rules came in, people got badly injured as well by glass that wasn't safety glass, which was, a second problem apart from a bump on the knee or the forehead. Maybe a lot of stitches were needed.
Jerry, how does this work? So if I've got a window or a doorway in my house that's cracked or damaged, and I'm worried about the storm season, do we just ring you up? Is that the easiest way to go about it?
Just give us a call and give us an idea of size, etc., on the phone first and get an approximate price and replace it for you.
So measure it first and give you the sizes when I ring, and you can give an approximate price over the phone.
Yeah, and that's all that size is for, just approximately to get a price. We cut the glass on site when we come, so you don't need to worry about it having to fit or anything. Just price ideas only.
That's a good thing too, because I'm not very good with a tape measure, but I could get close enough for a quote, I'm sure.
Yeah, most people, that's the way it is. You get an idea for a quote, yeah.
Is it difficult to match the existing look of the glass in terms of tint or finish or those things?
No, most tints are readily available, including the applied tint which is on the surface of the glass. We'll replace that too, if that's what your window happens to have, as opposed to actually tinted glass. But also then the old obscure types of glass that are around from a long time ago, we carry some bits and pieces of those and can match a lot of the old stuff too. But that's the only place that poses a problem, are old types of obscure glass.
Ah, right. I'm pleased to hear that you can match even the older types most of the time.
Yeah, a lot of the time we can come up with a way to get a close enough match to get the repair done for you.
Jerry, once you've phoned with an approximate quote and I've said yes, go ahead, you come out on site. What about mess? Do I have to worry about disposing of anything here?
No, we clean up everything, take out the old glass from the window, clean up around the area, and take the old broken glass away with us, and we dispose of it here in our bin.
Ah, I see. So it's a full walk-in, do the job, walk away service.
Yeah, leave you with a new piece of glass, and that's it. No more to do.
And Jerry, what about if you have storm damage rather than pre-existing damage? Does the same process apply, just on an approximate measure and a phone call?
Yeah, same thing. But if you have more than 2 or 3 panels broken, obviously we'll just come out and measure up and give you a proper measure and quote for
Right.
that job when it's a storm. Usually you probably need one maybe for your insurance as well anyway, and we can give you the exact quote. You can email them and get your claim processed a bit more quickly.
That makes sense. Jerry, when you're replacing glass after a storm has been through, I imagine it gets quite busy. How do you get on for broken glass where it's breached the security of the house?
Yeah, usually if a whole neighbourhood is badly damaged, then obviously we can't get to everyone at once. So we do a patch up where we cover the holes and make it a bit more secure, at least from the weather, until we can get to it and get it replaced.
That's a very valuable service, particularly if you're going to have multiple storms, as you often do in Brisbane on multiple days.
Yeah, that's right. So we could be here, there and everywhere.
Jerry, do you replace a lot of glass with safety glass?
Yeah, we do. Anything that's in a bathroom, a stairwell, or a door, or next to a door, are all replaced with safety glass automatically.
And I don't suppose it matters if there are complicated things like pet doors or special openings, you can cope with all of those?
Yeah, that's right. If it needs a hole for a pet door, then we'll take care of all that as well.
Jerry, it's very handy to talk to you because with the storm season coming shortly, knowing what to do in the event of some broken and chipped glass before the storm and knowing what to do with broken glass after the storm to get a replacement glass service, that's very useful to know.
Yeah, it's pretty handy if you have an idea what your initial move is to be. Yeah, it just makes it a little bit easier.
Now, Jerry, I know your website is www.archerglass.com. What's the best phone number for people to get hold of you?
Brisbane 07 and then 3849 2664.
And you mentioned Brisbane, and I didn't ask you, is there a geographical restriction on where you service? What footprint do you service if people need replacement glass?
Yeah, we cover Greater Brisbane, so anywhere in Brisbane and out to Ipswich, really.
Jerry Whelan, great replacement glass service. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Always a pleasure.